So we crossed the Bridge of the Gods and we're officially in Washington. That bridge is so scary. It's like the floor is like metal, like it's not asphalt like a road. It's like literally a metal grate. So you can see the river below you, and there's cars coming at you because there is no place for pedestrians on this road bridge that's been part of the PCT for like decades and decades now. But we made it. We didn't get run over by a car. We're in Washington, and yeah, now we just gotta get to Canada. Dog, but it is not a dog. It's some kind of goat. I was like, what is a random dog just doing walking around by itself on this trail? But no, that's a goat. See? Hi, goat. What you doing? Please don't attack me. Go on, get. Shoo. Keep going. Washington is so hard, at least so far. We're in the Goat Rocks Wilderness, and it's absolutely freaking stunning, as you can see. It's so beautiful. But yeah, really hard. A lot of really steep ups and downs, and it's super rocky. There's still a little bit of snow, so it's kind of like Sierras 2.0. Yeah, actually reminds me a little bit of the whites on the Appalachian Trail too. Just like all of these crazy ridge lines. So yeah, but it's so pretty. So at least we have something beautiful to look at as we struggle up and down these mountains. Yeah? I saw a bear. I didn't take a video of it. Sorry. But I did see one. It was really exciting. It was just like maybe like 10-20 feet off the trail, and I saw it, and I don't think it saw me, so I made a bunch of noise, and then it noticed me and it ran away. So yeah, it was cute, pretty little, kind of brownish, but definitely a black bear. So that's awesome. My first bear I've ever seen on this trail. I expected to see them before now, but not till Washington. So, we got to Snoqualmie Pass yesterday, and checked into our hotel because we're planning on staying here overnight, showering and doing laundry and everything, hiking out the next day, which was today, and instead we are unexpectedly zeroing because I started throwing up in the middle of the night and have been doing that pretty much all day. So we think it might be norovirus. I don't think I have food poisoning. I don't think it's from a water source or anything like that. Indy doesn't feel great, but she's not throwing up at least, so that's good news. So yeah, unexpected 0 day in Snoqualmie Pass. I literally have not left this hotel room. I have barely left bed except to get up and go throw up. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Best 0 ever. At least there's a Harry Potter marathon on the TV, which is great. You can just watch that literally all day, and I've pretty much just been asleep all day, and I hope to be asleep all night because I didn't get much sleep last night since I was puking every couple hours. But yeah, hoping I feel better in the morning. If I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe stay another night. It's just super frustrating because we're getting really close to the end. We're like, I think like 250 miles from the finish, and having to take like multiple days off at this stretch is just not what we wanted to be doing. But in this case it's unavoidable because I can barely like stand up and walk around, so yeah, never had this happen before. Hoping it goes away soon. Getting really close to being done with this trail, and it's just so weird. Like I've been thinking about going home and being done for a long time. I'm looking forward to it, you know, like I really am looking forward to just like sleeping in my own bed for the first time in like months. You know, seeing friends and family and eating real food and just all kinds of stuff. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, but now that we're almost done, it's just like, I just have moments all the time where I'm like, I am really gonna miss this. It's hard, because it just feels like normal life. You know, like, this is just what life is. So, going back to like actual real life and knowing that like it'll probably be like a really long time before I get to do this again, if ever, it's just super weird. this is what we get. So many blackberries. It's seriously a problem because instead of hiking, I just stop and eat all the ripe blackberries anywhere I look, which is a lot of them. There are like hundreds or thousands all along the trail. And I don't hike because I'm standing here eating blackberries, but they're so good and I can't help myself. This is a problem on the AT too, because they have blueberries on the Appalachian Trail in Maine, but this time it's blackberries, and I'm hoping they thin out because otherwise I am never going to make it to camp. But I will be very full, which is nice. So we found out like last week sometime that the northern terminus of the trail is closed because of wildfires in the area. So like the last 30 or so miles of trail is not able to be hiked right now, which means we're not going to be able to get to the northern terminus, to the Canadian border, which is really devastating. Yeah, we've just been trying to figure out like what we do now, like how far we keep going, because obviously we can't get to the end, so we gotta figure out where we want to end, you know? And it's really hard because we were so close, like so close. And yeah, now it's just gone. We can't actually finish this trail that we have hiked so much of. And I know like what a lot of people are gonna say, like it seems weird that it would be so devastating to not be able to get to the northern terminus. Like everybody talks about that it's about the journey and not the destination and whatever. And I just like, I've thought a lot about why it is so, like, why it sucks so much to not be able to get there. Like, it really matters. It does, like, so much more than I can even say. And I think it's just, like, through hiking is so, so hard. Like, it's unbelievably difficult physically and mentally. And if you want to actually make it the whole way to the very end, you need to focus on the end, like on that monument at the end, that like final piece. Otherwise, if it's just about the journey, if it's just about like hiking and, you know, seeing the country or whatever, like it doesn't matter how far you hike. You could do 100 miles of the trail, you could do 1,000. But if you want to actually make it to the end, you have to focus on that, on the end. There are days where the only reason I've gotten through the day is like picturing myself at that monument at the Canadian border. So to be so close and to just have it be closed and we can't actually get there, it's really, really hard. Because yeah, it's something that, you know, I've been picturing and dreaming about since I started thinking about hiking this trail, like for literal years. I've been thinking about that monument, and now I have no idea when or if I'm ever going to get to see it. So we don't think the trail is going to reopen this year because the wildfire, there's so many fires, they're literally all over the place. So I'm planning on coming back to finish, hopefully with Bucket Robin, who I know would love to see the northern terminus too. So I don't know if it'll be next year or, you know, even further forward, but I'm gonna come back and see it when I can because it's gonna bother me forever if I don't. And I'm really thankful that I've gotten to see as much of this trail as I have, that I've gotten to hike so much this year. It's been great, but yeah, it sucks. More than I can say. It really sucks. But I'm gonna try and enjoy my last few days out here. Indy and I are planning on hiking to Rainy Pass, which is about 50 miles from the actual border, from the actual endpoint. We could potentially hike further. There's another road a little bit further on, but it's closed due to a landslide. This year has just been shit in so many ways on the PCT. So I think Rainy Pass is where we're gonna get off, and then hopefully where I can get back on in the future, and I'll finish the last few miles. And yeah, we're almost done, one way or another. I'm gonna have to get off and go home, so I'm gonna miss everybody that I've met out here, and I really wish that we could have all gotten to the end, you know, to like, we worked so hard to be able to see everybody reach the finish. Would have been really great, but it is what it is. It's my last full day on the PCT, and it's raining. It hardly ever happens, but of course today, of all days, my last real day, it would rain. I expected this more in Washington, to be honest. This is like the first time it's rained in Washington so far. So, no big deal. We're almost done, kind of, ish. Done for us.
It was pretty great. I was like, yeah, give me some. I don't need all of it right now. And then she did a toast, and it was really sweet. She's like,
There you go.
we made it.
That's the end.